Hey, all you lovely people. Welcome back to another video, or welcome for the first time if this is your first time here. Thank you all so much for stopping by. Today, we're going to be talking about Danny Brackett and whether or not I think he is a secret Ghostface from Scream 6. So stick around.
You're afraid of dying.
How do you know? You've never tried it before.
All right, y'all. Before we jump into this video, if you could do me a huge favor, hit that like button. Consider subscribing, maybe. Really does help me out with the YouTube algorithm. Now that that's out of the way, let's jump into this video here. Now, there are a lot of people who believe that Danny Brackett was secretly a Ghostface in Scream 6. I'm just going to say it. I'm not one of them. And I'm going to go through the reasons why. I'm going to go through the facts that I saw in the movie. Starting with the argument that a lot of people give that Danny was a secret Ghostface is that he's not there, he's not around, he's not present for a lot of the attacks, which is true. I cannot dispute that, but what I can do is point out why. Now, the first attack he's not present for. We're going to skip the opening because Sam, Tara, they weren't aware at that point. They weren't in any danger. So the first attack he isn't present for is the bodega scene. The attack first happens outside their apartment building, run into the bodega. We all know the scene. Now, Danny wasn't there. That is true. He's not there. But why is he not there? Because he was pushed out of the apartment by Chad. He was in the apartment with them. As soon as the attack on Jason and Greg was on the news, Chad pushed him out of the apartment, said he had to go. So if he really was Ghostface, why would he have been there in the first place? If he was setting up for this attack, which he would have known was going to happen, why be in the apartment at all? Chad pushed him out. If he hadn't have been pushed out, he likely would have stayed in the apartment. Hell, he probably would have gone to the police station with Sam, stepped in front of Ghostface. We know he's not got a problem doing that. So there's that one. And we're going to skip over the apartment scene because he was present for that, but we're going to come back to it because there's reason there too. Now, the third act is the next attack he's not present for. That includes Sam and Tara. And why isn't he present for the third act? Because Sam makes him leave. Once again, it's not his choice that he's not there. He was going to go with her. He rode the subway all the way there. On the subway, he stepped in between Ghostface and her to protect her. But once again, he's not in the shrine because she stops him right before they go in and tells him he can't come in. So once again, if he had been able to come in, he probably would have fought. I mean, I'm going to say he probably would have died, but he would have fought to protect Sam. Now we're going back to the apartment scene. And this is what I believe is the most damning evidence against Danny being a Ghostface. And that's just his reaction when he sees Ghostface in Quinn's room. Who is that for if he actually is a Ghostface? If he's actually helping him out, who is that reaction for? Who's he faking it for? The only people that see him are the audience. Now, if there were other people watching him or seeing him, you could argue that it'd be for an alibi. But no one is watching him. No one even knows that he sees Ghostface except for Ghostface. So it doesn't make any sense for him to react that way. And it really doesn't make any sense for him to warn Sam and Tara and everyone else in the apartment. Because here's why. That attack had to happen, and they had to be in the apartment after Quinn was murdered. Because if they weren't there, no one would see it. So who would report that? It has to be reported that Quinn dies. That's part of the huge plan. So and he warns them before they get out of the house, before they even see Quinn's body. And when they got that message, they should have ran out the door. But had they done that, no one would have been there to see Quinn's body. So it makes zero sense for him to have reacted the way he did and warned them if he's in on it. That, in my opinion, is the biggest piece of evidence against Danny being a Ghostface. However, there is one more. After the third act, like damn near the end of the movie, after everything has gone down, Danny comes in with the cops and he says, I brought reinforcements. And he also checked on Gail and Mindy. That doesn't make any sense for him to show up with the cops. And it doesn't make any sense because of Ethan and Detective Bailey laid out the rest of the plan in the third act. They see it. Ethan says when Detective Bailey discovers Sam's body, he'll just assume some vigilante took it upon himself to kill her because they thought she really was the murderer from Scream 5. And then Detective Bailey says when they leave there, they're going to go to the hospital, make sure Mindy and Gail don't survive. If that's the plan, why would you want another partner showing up with cops? It doesn't make any sense. What if they show up too early and you're in the middle of killing someone? What if they show up too late and you're already gone? There's no one there to verify that you weren't responsible. It doesn't make any sense for him to show up with cops when we already know what the rest of the plan was. So that's my final piece of evidence. I'll call it that. It's my final piece of reasoning as to why I don't believe Danny was a Ghostface. Now, they could sure as hell make him a Ghostface in the next movie, but if they say he was a Ghostface in 6, there's holes there. It doesn't make sense. So I don't believe he was. However, it's possible. But I want to know what you think. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Do you think he was a Ghostface? Do you think he wasn't? Do you think there even was a fourth Ghostface killer that was unrevealed? Once again, if you could, please give this video a like. Consider subscribing. It really does help me out. And with that, I love you all and have a wonderful week.